Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. I'm here with the coach, John
I'm
Brent.
here with the vet with my Mr. Dak Prescott jersey, number 19 on the list of top 20 quarterbacks in the NFL. I got a 19. I'll give you my list anytime you want it, vet. You don't want that.
He's not 19. But anyway, moving along. Coach John Brent tries to compare him to damn Patrick Mahomes all the way. He'd rank him number 45 and say he's not as good as Mahomes, which we know he's not.
Well, yeah,
So,
but I'm just saying, when I did my list, I was like, how did I get him
I'm
at
sorry,
19?
you got Zach Wilson above him, and that's not
No,
the case.
I don't have Zach Wilson. That's Johnny Manziel.
And you got Russell Wilson above him, and we know that's not the case.
I got Geno Smith right with him.
And you got Marcus Mariota above him.
No,
we know that's not
no,
the
no,
case.
no.
Come on now.
There's a bunch of them that are ahead, but not those goofballs.
I'd say about 8 or 9. But anyway, moving along. So
In the NFC. Go.
we got to talk about something.
Yes.
So I hear there's a photo out there from like 1950 freaking 7 on Jerry Jones.
Yeah, it's what I heard on the way here today, because I wanted to make sure that I listened to it again. Was when Jerry Jones was 14 years old. There were 8 or 9 students that were going into Little Rock High School.
Yep.
And he said he was there as the curiosity of seeing what was going on. He's in a photo looking.
Yeah, he's got like this.
Right, and he's 65 years ago, and of course now with our cancel culture and you know, what I call presentism, things would be so different if I was at a different time. That was brought up by a news agency about him and racism and whatever, and some of the people that are not cowboy lovers, like Stephen A. Smith and other, are just like, "Are you kidding me? Give me a break." I was totally pissed off about it, to be honest with you. When I was 14 years old, if you had to look at me at 52, what I did at 14, and say that's who I am at 52, not only is that ridiculous, it's a lie, but people grow up. And in that time period, in the 50s and 60s, you would have been curious at the least of what's going on. Why are these National Guard people here? Why are these people coming to school that you've never seen in your school? That doesn't mean you're for it. That doesn't mean that you were racist. That means you lived in that time period.
I've seen a list of demands that come out. Now, I don't know if they're fake.
Who
or whatever.
demanded it?
I don't know. But it was on one of the sports page saying, says, $10 million for this. He needs to go through some sensitivity training.
Who was saying this?
And
I
I'm
didn't
just
hear
like,
this.
I just like, there was 10 things, and I was like, this happened 60 years ago. And I'm like,
But there's a
holy
demand from some person or from
no,
organization?
it's on like all you watch is sports. One of those things, and I was just like, what the flip is this crap? I'm sitting there
Another
going,
thing that I heard recently, vet, on the way here was, just insinuating that because the Dallas Cowboys have never had a black head football coach, and especially since Jerry has been there, that this photo means more.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it makes zero
Yeah,
sense.
in fact, for me, I'm personally like, okay, we're talking about this, but I'm like, this is a lifetime ago for a lot of people. Most people don't even live to be 65. I hate to break the news to everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is 65 years ago.
And you know this, I have been a lifelong Cowboy fan. I'm
Yeah.
a huge 70s Cowboys fan. The 90s was my deal. In the last 15 to 20 years, I've not been the biggest supporter of Jerry Jones and the decisions he's made, the coaches we've had, some of the quarterbacks, some of the whatever. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Jerry Jones should be general manager. I think he should step back, let Steven do more. I think he should retire. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am 100% supporting Jerry Jones in this to the 100%, because this is ridiculous. You take a photo from 65 years ago and insinuate that he's somehow racist. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'm just saying this is nothing has he done that has demonstrated that since then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like Stephen A. and just like what you said, Stephen A. came out and said he was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what did we do when we was 14? Oh my God, I got my butt spanked a lot, and
I
I done
threw
things that I'm not supposed to do. And
a green, what do you call them, a green pecan at an old lady on purpose when I was 13, 14 years old. Does that mean I hate old people now?
Yeah,
What does that matter?
I mean, there's a reason why you were a juvenile and not adult, not seen as
It's called growth, maturity.
But anyway, and I'm just sitting here going, oh my gosh.
So I think
we're reaching for straws.
We are.
Because he's got the word B beside his name, billionaire, and that he has money and he's a target.
Exactly.
You know, the cleaner glass
This
houses.
started with us a couple years ago
Yeah.
with the cancel culture, with Pepe Le Pew, Mr. Potato Head, anything that has Aunt Jemima, anything that can possibly looked at as offensive to someone, or phobic to someone, or racist to someone. It's propped up now because we're in 24/7 news. We have everything is sensitive to the utmost, and then you have this. This is only in the last 10 years have you really noticed that people that have become successful have been looked down on as bad people. When we were growing up, people that became successful like Mark Cuban, Bill Gates, whatever, we looked up at them as that's the standard that we should try to shoot for, is to become better people.
We're in a diminishing society.
We are.
You know, I saw a lot of people put on feed, and most of them were like, this is crazy, this is crazy. But I saw a couple go, I knew he was bigoted the day I met him.
I'd hear that.
And I'm like, how did you know that? You know, where did you know that?
Has any single player you ever had said anything negative about Jerry Jones?
And I just think of the contracts he's handed out, and on no matter what color anybody is.
$75 million a Dak Prescott. Brother ain't racist.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there thinking about contracts of where he's taking people in that no other team would have took because they had an injury from the draft, set on them a year, then gave him a lavish contract, then he kicked him the curb after that. But, you know, I'm just like, what the flip?
There is no more emotional Dallas Cowboy ever than Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin can barely talk about what Jerry Jones done for him and his family without getting emotional. And Michael Irvin was gangster from the street from Florida, right? He grew up in the projects. This guy would be able to spot a racist from a mile away. And he had never said a negative word about Jerry Jones. I guarantee you this week we're going to hear something from Michael Irvin, and he's probably going to cry and throw something.
Yeah. So I just think this is a farce. I think it's some people trying to get attention, to be honest. Yeah. And I'm like, hats off for the journalistic skills of researching that one photo, whoever you are. But that's all you. I mean, you got your 2 minutes of fame. Didn't even get 5. You got 2, and it's moved on.
Right. And I never really call out people, but I want to say something to Jerry, Alan, Craig, Ian. What does it take to get me to in a Dak Prescott jersey? Is you talk crap about Jerry Jones that's totally ridiculous like this. I support him and the Dallas Cowboys 1,000% because of this crap has to stop.
But I will say this, Coach. I know you're not a fan of Jerry Jones, and with this, it just shows that we're more about injustice, and because it's injustice to him at the end of the day.
Well, and then someone else said, and I hate to bring it up like this, well, he was one of the teams that didn't want the kneeling for the national anthem because of the Colin Kaepernick thing or whatever. And so this might just be another one of his underlying reasons because of that photo time period or whatever. It's bullshit. And I'm just going to say it. That was a moment in time where, I don't know if you remember, but he did get on the middle of the field with his players, and they all kneeled in the hand. So he did his thing. What he didn't want it to be a disruption for the game and the crowd and everything. They made their stand and move on. Jerry Jones has always done that. Make a stand and move on. Don't live in the muck.
And what a lot of people don't know about Jerry Jones, and I'm on the fence with him. Sometimes I wish he would go. Sometimes I think he does some great things. But what he's done for the last 30 years for the NFL, people don't even know. There would not be a team in L.A. There's 2 teams in L.A. right now if it wasn't for Jerry Jones. But that's the behind-the-scenes work that he does. Yeah. And there's just a whole lot of, when they built the 49ers stadium, who'd they go consult with? Jerry Jones.
So
I'm just
last thing I'll say on Jerry Jones is this, and with the social media time we live in, where athletes are more spoiled and will say anything they want to, for the last 30 years, I will give anybody an opportunity to say one player that said something negative about Jerry Jones. And I've even tried to think about Terrell Owens. He never really said anything negative about Jerry Jones. He said the way that he was told he wasn't on the team he didn't like anymore. Yeah.
But he came to him, to his house.
Yes.
He did, as an owner, he didn't have to do. Do you think Robert Kraft would do that?
No. So
or anybody else as owner?
I support Jerry Jones 1,000% in this. And what we need to start doing more in this society is just like the Brett Kavanaugh thing is, don't jump emotional into something. Look at the time period it was 30, 40 years ago with Brett Kavanaugh, and people are saying these things. This is 65 years ago, people. Yeah. 65 years ago.
And he was a kid.
Photo.
And he was a kid.
So
he wasn't even old enough to have a driver's license.
This shouldn't even be in the topic. But I'm glad Stephen A. came out, because you're talking about somebody that doesn't like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Stephen A. doesn't like anything they ever do, even though he's got them in the top 5 right now.
But he does have the respect for Jerry Jones.
He does, and he said it. I love it.
Anyway, so I think we're done with this. I think the world needs to be done with this. And I think it goes back to Dallas just needs to get some victories and let
Feels
Jerry
weird.
Jones talk some great things. So from the coach,
To the vet.
stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned.
Dak